Hi there guys, I am going to do a tutorial on how to make a bow like this. They're very simple. I'm going to do my best. Never really done something like this quite this elaborate, but either way, just wanted to share with you guys how to do this. It's pretty straightforward. So let's get started with our things that we need. We'll need a pair of pliers, a chenille pipe cleaner, wire cutters, and a good sharp pair of scissors to cut the ribbon afterwards. So first, I'm going to start with showing you different kinds of ribbons. There's, like this one's probably like a 1.5 inches wide. You're gonna need at least 1 yard to 2 yards of ribbon, so make sure you got a good long spool of ribbon. I prefer using wired ribbon. It'll hold its shape better, and it's even repositionable later on after you store it or give it as a gift or whatever, that it can be reshaped. So we're going to start with this one for the sake of ease to understand what I'm doing. This is a double-sided or single-sided ribbon. So you have a more dull side, and then the top side is what I would call this. So it may not be the proper technique of how to do it, but this is how I do it. So we're going to just draw out a long section of it, simply curling the ribbon underneath here. We're going to make sure there's a little bit of a tail showing for purpose for later, and you're going to keep this thumb. If you're left or right-handed, it does matter, but for me, I'm going to keep my left thumb on this position, pinching right here all the time. So now I'm just going to bunch it all together so that it's all together in one little spot like that. The next step, as you can see, now my ribbon is upside down. It's the dull side. So I'm going to twist it underneath that area where my thumb is holding it. Now suddenly my ribbon is upright. For me, in my bows, I start with 2 smaller loops on each side. So once again, I'm going to push it all together, bunch it, and twist it. The next, I'm going to make it again a small loop, trying to make it equal on each side, but just eyeballing it. Then from there, bunch it up again in a clump and twist it, trying to keep it as flat as possible underneath. This one, I'm going to make a little bit bigger on the sides. Then I'm going to pinch it all down together and twist it. And keeping it, like I said, as flat as possible. Making sure that, like I said, eyeballing it to see that they're about the same size. So again, pinch it down, twist underneath there where your thumb is holding, where your thumb and index is holding. These ones I'll keep about the same size as best I can. Sometimes I like to shape it, starting to do it, so I like to push the bow off to the side to help it be easier to shape it later when I'm done. So again, just repeating it over and over. You can also go as you do this, say I did 3 on this side, so I'll do 3 on this side. Again, your ribbon is upright. I'm going to shape it this way. Now, if I wanted to make a big, really elaborate bow, which I don't, I could make even a bigger loop. Not really significantly, but a bigger loop, and it would give it the look I need to give it a more full look. But I'm not going to do that, and you could do that like 3-4 times to continue that pattern. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it simple and just do it's got the smaller loop and then 3 bigger loops here on each side. So next I'm going to take my pipe cleaner and I'm going to feed it down through this loop where my thumb is holding and my index finger. I'm going to feed it down through that. This is where I let go of it, but I'm still holding it over here on each side. And I bend my pipe cleaner down, again grabbing it on that side. Do not release this. Always have a finger or something holding onto it. Next, I'm going to just totally tighten this as tight as I can, twisting on the bottom side, just making sure it's nice and tight so that you don't lose these loops and stuff. Then I would go in here and I'm going to leave a little bit of a tail by cutting it just a little bit. Still, it's close to the pipe cleaner, but you don't want it too short. So as you can see, I'm cutting it there. And it cut through the wire and the ribbon. So now I'm going to I'll set this down for a minute. Depending on how long of a tail you want on your ribbon or on your bow, will kind of, you just cut. I take a piece and I'm going to fold it in half. Kind of eyeball it here and just, it's about like that. And then I'm going to cut straight across. You can cut it at an angle. That's why you need a good pair of sharp scissors, because you're cutting ribbon. Now I take it and in the top center, pinch it together. I don't know why I do this, but I take it and I twist it just for the heck of it, because it seems to give it a little bit of more bulk. Now I'm going to take it and lay it underneath. And then I take it and again, once again, make a new twist and make it tight again. And depending on if you're going to wire this on something decorative, you can decide whether you want to cut the pipe cleaner short or if you're going to use it to wire it onto or in something. So from there, it's just the fun part is now shaping the bow to the shape that you would like it. I try to keep the smaller loops and of course the center piece in where they belong, right there in the center. Doesn't always work that way, but I try. Like I said, just you're shaping the bow, and that's why you have to have that pipe cleaner tight so that you can move it around and it's not going to pull out, and that's why you leave also the tail. Now, real quickly, it's, you know, pretty well shaped. I'll have to reshape it, of course, once I use it on something. But then from there, I told you guys in the beginning, there's this little piece inside that you want to keep. You're going to use that to fold down as best you can see. I'm not sure you can see it, but you're going to do your best to fold it down, and it hides your pipe cleaner inside. Sometimes I trim these edges because they stick out a little bit, or I glue it down just to keep it, because sometimes the ribbon just doesn't want to cooperate. But this is why I love your wired ribbon, because it's really easy to shape it and position it where you would like it. So this is what I've got, and hopefully you can see everything, and there's your bow. Thanks for watching.